Hi, my name's Sheila and I live on a homestead in the mountains in British Columbia, Canada. And today I'm going to show you my pantries, my cellar, my deep freeze, and my, what do I call it? My fermentation fridge, aka my extra fridge. Was my milk fridge. This is a real life tour. I did not organize or clean anything in here. I'm also going to show you there's like a fermentation station behind the camera. And that fridge is not organized either. It has chicken feet in it and some pork trotters. Maybe I'll take those out. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, so let's start. Now I have to tell you, I'll just preface this with my methods of preservation this year were water bath canning, pressure canning, dehydrating in the oven, and freezing. And I tried to freeze as little as possible because I hate plastic and I freeze in plastic. And I want foods readily available, whereas they're frozen, you have to thaw them out. Okay, so this is my first pantry. I always fill the first pantry and then I go this way. And this year was the first year that I filled the whole pantry, and then I got into the second one. Well, I did that last year, but I didn't really fill it, and this time I filled it, and then I went into this one, so it's kind of exciting, and I'm going to show you this way. Okay, pardon my hand. So to start up here is green tomato sauce. Yeah, my tomatoes did not ripen in time and I didn't want to store them in the house, which I've done before. So I looked up green tomato sauce, which is called like something pomodori. Yeah, Bobo. Okay, this is Garlic Scapes. Radishes, those long radishes. Pickles, pickled beans. Oh yeah, it's not organized by type. Any empty rows is stuff we've eaten this year. So we're in December 2022 and we've already eaten food. My husband goes fishing, so we have salmon, canned salmon. This here is canned zucchini and pineapple. I'm the worst at filming. We have a lot of jam. Red currant and Saskatoon. Kind of made that up. Okay, second row. Applesauce, liver from a calf I raised, pear jam, red currant Saskatoon jam, more beets. No more chocolate. Black currant jelly, raspberry jam from our own raspberries. This is a mixed row because people give me canning. So it's plum jam, barbecue sauce, apricot jam I made at a friend's house. What's this? Okay, so I lost a shelf. Can you believe it? It was sad. Completely filled with applesauce. 5 gallons of applesauce. This is, a home wrecker relish. We named that because my husband and I had a big fight about the kitchen being messy. So I said, what should I name that relish? And he's like, home wrecker relish. Okay, so this is normal zucchini relish. This is just applesauce because we have trees in the orchard. Green tomato salsa. Made a lot of that. And this is my stew. Nobody here probably saw my Instagram. I canned quite a bit of stew. No to be new. And down here is a bit of a mess. Sometimes either my husband will buy something or people will like bring drinks over if you're having dinner or company, and we won't consume it sometimes. Anyway, and it gets put down here and it stays a few years and then we throw it out. So right now we have tonic water and some ciders and some little pops, which we'll never drink. So this is homemade pear vinegar, more applesauce, baking powder. And this is cider. I usually do my own cider, but this cider we did. My friend, they make cider, and I was helping her pack some stuff up to move. Hey, we're into the second pantry. Kind of just like a lot of canning. I did a pantry tour one time, and it was a birth announcement. I said I was growing a baby. It was so cute. He's 2.5 now. This is where we keep spare food and stuff, like coffee. And how much yeast do you need in an apocalypse? That's how much I have, not counting what's already in the fridge. So this is all canned fruit. Actually, those are beets. But crab apples, plums, apples. This is salsa. This is like the only red salsa that I did. It's pear syrup that was just left over. Oh my God, is this plum jam? This is the best jam. Oh, Italian plums make the best jam. Crab apple jelly, made a lot. It's delicious. Ooh, butter chicken sauce. You know what? I crammed a ton of vegetables in this. It's like, oh, I got zucchini I gotta use. Put it in the butter chicken sauce. So there's no meat in this. It's basically like a tomato sauce. And then you would add the chicken and the cream and the butter and cook it all up. Enchilada sauce. Ooh. Caramelized onions. Don't mind if I do. And then if you can see here, this is all different kinds of bone broths. My friend had pig trotters, so I burned the fur off and made that process, made that. I canned a lot of pumpkin, which was super fun. This, pumpkin ketchup. And what's this? Ooh, baked beans. Yeah, I canned quite a bit of beans. I did Mexican beans and baked beans. So this one's not totally full because then we get into canning supplies, jars. And up top I said was a food supplies. So not 2 full pantries. That's it. That's the canning department. Might not seem like a lot to all those big homesteaders, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a video about how much we spend on groceries, and it would blow your mind how much money we save just from this. Okay, I'm taking you in the cellar. I've never given a cellar tour before. This is where nightmares are born. I actually love the cellar. I think everybody should have one. Okay, we're going in. This is where you bonk your head on concrete and it hurts so much. Okay, well, I told you it wasn't a perfect, beautiful tour because there is not very much in here this year. I've got leeks. I just throw them into like a gardening pail and they will store all winter. They're amazing. This is apples. They did not store well at all. Second year trying to store apples in the cellar. Doesn't work. More leeks. I keep a little sensor in here, so it's 6 Celsius, 92% humidity. I've got very scary old cheese. Just ignore that. Told you, it's a real life tour. This shelf I made with buckets and some boards. So these are potatoes. Potatoes. They will store in here all winter perfectly. And kohlrabi stores just like amazing. Like it's just okay. Well, I'm coming out. Okay, so we mill our own wheat. This is a bonus. This is part of the grains that we have. There's more, but this is part of it that we used to mill our own wheat. And I bought this because I knew prices were going to go up. What kind is this? Red Fife. Okay, you close the cellar. Okay, now we're into my second fridge. I got this fridge because I had a cow. I don't have a cow anymore, so I don't need it for milk, but it's awesome for produce and fermented things. Okay, I did take something scary out of this fridge. I took out the rooster feet. Okay, let's get down in here. Dun, dun, dun. I'll probably have to turn the camera around so I can show you. It doesn't look like that much. Really? And the door. Okay. This garlic scapes are fermented with a spicy pepper. They turned out so good. This is actually just normal applesauce. Normal sauerkraut. This is pickles, tiny bit of mold on top, totally fine. This is the lactobacilli that's dead, so it's fine. This is like a 2-year-old Gatorade. This is fermented beet tops, plain sauerkraut. I like to make different, so this is like onion and dill, kohlrabi. This is onion, garlic onion. That'll be a really, really good one. This, more kohlrabi. Yeah, Bobo. This is Jerusalem artichokes. I read that they store like that. Beets, oh yeah. Fermented patty pans. They actually taste amazing. Turns out we like them. Pickles. This is with lemon balm in it. Sauerkraut with lemon balm. So that's it. Up top are, I didn't want to use a lot of plastic, so I blanched and blanched and froze kale in like balls this big, so you can just like throw them in the soup like I cut them up. Frozen blueberries, chopped and frozen Swiss chard tops, more salmon, Swiss chard tops, apples, sliced apples, wild blueberries that we picked, and carrot tops, which are really good for detoxifying. I mean, looking in somebody's freezer is not very glamorous, but these are ducks that I butchered. We order chickens from a neighbor. You found the popsicles. Now, if it were me, I probably would be super bored looking at somebody's deep freeze, but maybe you're gonna find it interesting to see what we preserve and keep in it. I don't know. Skip ahead if you don't want to see it. So I preserved quite a few apples. I'll spread them like this, and then we'll just use them in like galettes and pies. Cam made pierogies the other day. So those are ready-made meals. Carrot tops for stews. Okay, so this, lots of plums like this. I have a few bags. This is all fat I need to render. Lard. What else? Oh, I butchered some roosters. There's basically meat. So in these like bags is lard I have to render. I pre-made some meals, frozen. Beet tops. Ugh. Oh, look. 2 cup portions of cooked pumpkin. More ground beef. More meat. It's basically like meat. Oh, I should say there is a salmon section. So all of the salmon that my husband caught, we vacuum sealed. Also, my son went fishing, I think. Caught that. So we, yeah, they're fish. Kids had fevers the other day. Doesn't look very organized because of this fat. Okay, so this fermentation station is here because we don't like fruit flies in the kitchen. This is where I did like my pear vinegar. I do stuff upstairs too, stuff that I need to stir daily, but stuff like this apple cider vinegar, just in a crock here with a napkin is fine. I need a home for this giant bag of Redmond's Real Salt. These paper bags are filled with seeds. Just don't put labels on the bags. This is who needs it? More grains. So I really need to organize this. This is another thing I'm fermenting. I have this theory that you can ferment anything. And this is the leftover juice from canned plums. And I added a little bit of starter culture. And it's not moldy yet. So I think we're only on day 3. Okay. Oh, and I've got, down here, this is a bin of shallots. These are basically all the onions that I preserved, except for the ones that I froze that are in my upstairs fridge. Okay, I'm upstairs and I decided to show you my upstairs freezer because up here I keep things that we use all the time. And so not a lot of the food that I preserve is up here, except there is a bit. So I want to show you. People appreciate the real unfiltered. This is broad beans. I blanched them and froze them. That's a chicken I butchered. morel mushrooms. We've been using those. I keep the tops of leeks to make stew. Okay. All of my onions, my Ailsa Craig onions, I cut up and I either use them in salsa or they're pre-portioned. White Swiss chard tops. Plums, like it doesn't really roll out all the way. A cow heart. Carcass for bone broth. Beet tops and Saskatoon pie filling. And then, I don't even want to see what's under there. That's probably like chili something. Okay, so that's everything. Now, it probably doesn't look very impressive to some people. It looks like a lot of freezer burned food and some canning. And everybody can can. But I have to tell you what, this year has really surprised me. I was talking about it with a girlfriend. We were talking about groceries and how much food costs have come up and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, yeah, we spend $400 a week. And I was like, yeah, me too. And I'm like, oh, no, wait, I don't. I think we're spending less than $50 a week on groceries right now. Not counting the fact that we do buy a half a cow once a year. But I'm going to make a video and I'm going to show you or tell you how we eat that food and how little we spend on groceries and what I buy from the grocery store. And I think that will be interesting. So the biggest thing for why we preserved all this food is because of health. I want to eat organic, nutrient-dense food, low carbon footprint that is nutrient-dense? I said that. I want to eat healthy food and, oh yeah, plastics. So yeah, I don't want any plastics in our food. You did see quite a bit of plastic. I find it really hard to freeze food without plastic. I know it's done, but let's be serious. Vacuum seal salmon is way better than Ziploc bag salmon or canning jar in the freezer. So if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you are super into canning and preserving food for health, let me know what your favorite thing to can is that you actually eat in the comments, because that was my goal, preserving food that we actually eat. And I am gonna make a video about how we eat the food that I canned, grew, preserved, whatever, and also a video about how much our grocery bill is, because honestly, I've really impressed myself this year. Okay, well, thanks for watching. And yeah, sorry the video was filmed this way, but I can't find my tripod. And I think done is better than perfect. So then now you can actually see what I have. Real life. #real life.